Eva Letwin. She's deeply international by background. She's fluent in 3 languages, passionately committed to justice, international understanding, and women's well-being. Perfect combination for this occasion. Her academic training, her work experience, and her community activities are international in focus. Eva brings enthusiasm, compassion, and integrity to all that she does. A truly international person. Eva was born in Poland and raised in Germany. She came to understand international differences early and embraced international values young. She first came to Penn State in 1995-96 as a study abroad student with a scholarship from the German Academic Exchange Service, DAAD. In 2003, Eva graduated in the University of Bonn with her master's in American Studies, Political Science, and History. Her thesis was on the role of the United States in international peacekeeping after the end of the Cold War. In her student years, she worked as program assistant at the DAAD European Union desk in Bonn from 97 to 99, where she worked co-organizing conferences, evaluating program proposals in the Leonardo da Vinci program of the European Union, and placed students in internships throughout the EU. Since the Leonardo da Vinci program links policy to practice in the field of vocational education and training, projects range from giving individuals the chance to improve their competence, knowledge, and skills through a period of international experience, to Europe-wide multinational cooperation between training organizations. This work experience was a solid grounding in the realities of education and practical living in changing modern international society. In preparation for professional employment, Eva, for professional employment in the German Foreign Service, Eva underwent training for civilian peace missions, took seminars on international law and human rights, and gained practical training in conflict management within an international framework. In the German National Model United Nations in 1998-99, Eva won the award for Outstanding Delegate. She returned twice to direct the peacekeeping and NATO committees. She wrote the background guide, led a 200-member committee at a week-long Model UN conference in New York, and produced 3 articles on NATO, weapons of mass destruction, and the future of United Nations peacekeeping, which were published by the National Collegiate Conference Association. Significant accomplishments for a student. To go from being a first-year delegate at the National Model UN Conference to being a committee director the following year is quite remarkable. I've known Eva since she joined Global Connections in 2005. She coordinated the Conversation Partners and Women's Intercultural Book Groups programs that helped potentially isolated international women socialize, meet people in a safe environment. Eva and I have collaborated in discussion panels on CNET television and organized public issues forums with colleague Norma Keller from the United Nations Association, on public issues forums on creating global stability, on energy and climate, global climate change, on immigration and human rights. A pleasure to work with. Eva ensures quality and maximum effort. In 2006, Eva joined the board of the Centre County chapter of the United Nations Association. She plays a leading role in our projects, and over the last 3 years or so, our projects for the year, themes for the year, have been maternal health and well-being, combating infectious diseases, improving women's lives around the globe, and our theme for this year, human trafficking. Eva has contributed articles on humanitarian issues to the Centre Daily Times, and recently she wrote about the awful perils women face in Darfur refugee camps when foraging for firewood. The article elicited substantial public support for a chapter project which Norma and Eva led to raise funds for the purchase and donation of solar box panel cookers, which enable refugee families to prepare meals in camp and spare the women from having to go out beyond the camp foraging for firewood in great danger. The campaign empowered nearly 200 families to provide for themselves in safety, while giving women folk also the basis for starting a small business by helping to feed other families. Last month I heard Eva give a presentation under the auspices of Penn State Outreach on Millennium Development Goal 5, maternal health. She was well-informed, passionate, and powerful. Despite family and academic demands, Eva's dedication to international understanding and improving women's lot globally remains profound. She's energetic, both serious-minded and fun, and she lifts people's spirits. In the United Nations Association, Eva has risen to vice president of our chapter and will likely succeed to the presidency perhaps later this year. Eva Letwin truly embodies the spirit of internationalization and fully merits the award, and I am honored to be able to present her here.